With the DNC come a lot of parties. This is a live look at Midwest Coast Brewery right by the United Center. A late night post-convention party just getting started, hosted by the Illinois Democratic Party. Delegates and attendees are arriving for live music, food, and drinks to cap off day one.
Well, that young lady is having a good time right there. And it's probably why it cleared out so quickly here.
Yeah.
They headed over to the parties. We also want to show you the very end of the program. The Biden family joined by Vice President Kamala Harris and her family on stage, a sort of very public passing of the torch to unify the party. Well, now we want to bring in our two political analysts, former Mayor Lori Lightfoot and the former head of the Illinois Republican Party, Pat Brady. Let's start with the closing speech from the president. So by my calculation, it started about 10:30 and it went till about 11:20. But boy, did it start with some momentum, Mayor. What are your thoughts about how it ended?
Well, look, this was an opportunity for him to obviously review his record and to say goodbye. Back in the day, we would have called it a stem winder. It had a lot of content in it. But I think what you could sense from this crowd is they truly love Joe Biden. They wanted to give a proper send-off. And he was passing the baton and building that bridge between what has happened over the last 3.5 years and what the future looks like. Obviously, he had a lot to say about Donald Trump, which I was frankly a little surprised to hear so much emphasis of that. But the crowd ate it up, and that's what's most important.
Yeah.
And we say thank you for his service and farewell.
They were cheering to the end.
Till the very end.
Yeah.
We had to wake Pat up there about half an hour into it, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a rough one.
You're hard to please.
Well, listen, I banged on Trump for his speech, and maybe that's the reason that two 80-year-olds shouldn't be running for president. I mean, but the emotion here was real,
yeah.
And the love for him,
Sure.
affection for him, in this room is real, and more power to him because he has been a good, dedicated public service. And I think tonight the Democrats very successfully passed the baton. If you think about it, with the Reverend. Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, and a lot of people we ain't going to see on the stage anymore at Democratic conventions that have been around for 40 years. So this, in a lot of respects, is a real change of the guard for Democrats. And that's why I would anticipate the next 3 days the messages are going to be very forward-looking.
You seem to have a little cynicism when it came to Kamala Harris actually speaking tonight. But now that you've seen her, pretty
Me cynical?
No, Pat, not usually. You're a ball of flowers.
No, I think it was risky. I do think it was risky. I just think that she's going to have to separate herself going forward to win those 6 or 7 states that they need to win. And the Biden agenda in those 6 or 7 seats and all the list of accomplishments they read tonight, he's just not that popular in those states. So she's going to have to do something a little different.
I'm going to address a question to both of you, and I'd like to start with Pat because I think the former mayor's answer might be a little more interesting.
And she's getting ready to unload on me.
Right. Hillary, go.
Actually, she got overshadowed completely by Biden, I think. And I think it's good to see her, and she's owed that spot. But again, if you're trying to win the election outside this room, I'm not sure how compelling she is to some of these people in the states that are important.
So, not surprisingly, I'm going to take a little different view.
Yeah.
Number one, I thought it was a brilliant speech. It had echoes of the struggle that women have had really down through the ages in this country to be able to overcome. I think men and others who discounted us, who weren't willing to open up opportunities. And she had a line there, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't remember exactly. When any woman knocks down a barrier, we all succeed. And so I take issue with my friend Pat saying, look, she spent too much time a long time ago when she ran last time talking about breaking that grass ceiling. That has meaning for women all across this country. It doesn't matter what your political persuasion is. There's no woman who's worked in the workplace. There's no woman who's struggled to be able to put food on her table, take care of her family, that hasn't felt like there are things that are holding her back. And whether you like her politics or not, the truth is that Hillary Clinton did then and still speaks to that issue and that ambition and that drive for women to just be treated fairly. And I think the love that she got in this room tonight, and what the words that she spoke, I thought so eloquently. I've always thought she was a great speaker. Really speak to women all across this country in a very powerful way. So,
Pat,
take
on
issue
that,
with it.
the mayor has the final word.
I know.
Dang it, had a great comeback. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Same
Same
tomorrow.
place, same time.
Yes, exactly.